So a very good evening to all my dear friends. And today we have on board in this NABARD 2022 Success Toppers Talk, Simranjit Singh. And what is special about him is that he's a quite jolly person, and I know him from last couple of years. And he has been trying for the NABARD examination, and ultimately this year he got into the list. Last year, Simranjit, we are in waiting list.
Yes, sir. Last 2 years, I was in waiting list.
So you can see his determination that he didn't give up. That though he is working, he has qualified in specialized discipline of IT. And as I requested Simranjit to have on board in this meeting, because many IT people used to ask me that what we should do for NABARD, and I was just feeling helpless that I cannot help them because that's not my field. So Simranjit, with his experience in banking, because he is working in Bank of Baroda from past 6 years, right, Simranjit?
Yes, sir.
From 16. So he has huge knowledge of this IT, and he has given NABARD 3 times, as you said. So he has vast experience of NABARD examination also, that how to study this IT related things for the mains. Prelims to common, it's common for all these things. But mains, Simranjit will definitely give an elaborative view that how this IT people should prepare for this examination, and if vacancies come this year, they can qualify. So my heartiest congratulations, Simranjit, first of all, for your determination, for your intent of clearing this, because it happens now. If somebody is working, chalo yaar, I am working, kya fark padta hai? Nahi hua, nahi hua. But you were constantly working. You have given twice interview. This was your third time, I think. You are running in your 29. You could have thought that, yes, 6 years I have been in bank. My salary is also good. I should continue with this. But hats off to your determination that you continued. And it's rightly said, himmate marda, madate khuda, right?
Thank you,
If you
sir.
dare, God will definitely help you one day.
Yes, sir.
Right,
yes, sir. That is what I agree.
And God has helped you. So my congratulations, Simranjit, to you for this.
Thank you so much, sir.
So your third attempt as well in NABARD. Your educational background, Simranjit, you are?
Sir, I've done BTech in IT only. And after that, I worked for a brief period of about 9 months in TCS, and then I joined Bank of Baroda. And since then, I'm working in Bank of Baroda only.
Okay, fine. So now coming on to first thing for this IT people, if you can see, if any IT people is appearing from IT discipline, first year is prelims. Mains ke baare mein we'll talk about later. That we do not know anything about agriculture. So how they should cope up with this ARD portion or ESI portion, IT discipline people for this prelims, the minimum thing that they should do to qualify the phase 1 of the examination.
Sir, I'll tell you my story when I started appearing for this NABARD exam in year 2020. So I had no idea about it, how to prepare for ARD, how to prepare for ESI. So at that time, but these sections were, we just needed to qualify it. And so that is what I did. I scored a bare minimum of, I guess, 2.5 or 3 marks in my very first attempt in ARD. And I just sailed through it. But then I realized when in the second attempt, they made this as a compulsory paper and they made it as a qualifying paper. So I started studying for this ARD and ESI, and I felt that that is these all subjects are not very tough because you just have to study the basic thing. For IT, though, especially, you don't have to study in depth. You don't have to study much. Only just cover the basic ones. And I didn't feel that it is very difficult. So although I developed a interest in ARD, because prior to this, I had no interest in this agriculture and rural development. I just wanted to clear any exam of regulatory body. But when I started preparing, I developed an interest in this. So my suggestion to everybody listening is that ARD is not difficult. Just don't fear about it. Once you start studying it, you'll find it very easy, very simple, and you will be able to connect with it.
Right. So in last couple of your attempts, what was the cutoff for this ARD section in presence for these IT specialized persons?
Sir, it is very less. I guess I don't remember exactly, but it is around 3 to 4 months. So it is very less.
Just you have to do some positive, right?
Yes, sir. And even in ESI also, they ask questions about general awareness. So questions are of mixed nature. So once you are prepared for general awareness, so some part of ESI is also covered in that. So only you have to just study the ARD part, and that is also very simple. Only thing is we don't start it. Once we start it, then we'll not we'll be comfortable with it.
So very clearly, as mentioned by Simranjit, see, ARD, just you have to 3-4 marks if you get. Then if your strong point is general knowledge, or if your strong point is say ESI, current part, you can just score there and cross the overall cutoff marks, right?
Yes.
Okay. Now, main thing I would like to ask you, Simranjit, what is the main question of this IT persons happening about is about the mains and the lack of resources in the IT field because nobody teaches. So, as I said, that Simranjit has a vast experience in banking from IT, and he is giving this examination from last couple of years, so he knows. So he is the best person, I think, who can explain all the things. Simranjit, coming on to the first thing is English. That is okay, common for everyone. Everybody can write. Now, coming on to this two areas, that is objective and descriptive of your IT, that is your discipline. What are the sources you referred, how you studied, and how you manage both subjective and descriptive? If you can tell in detail, that would definitely help this year aspirants.
Sir, my most simple strategy was I took a printout of the syllabus. I just pasted it in front of my study table, and one by one I started googling those topics. Like if you just refer the syllabus of this computer science and IT, you'll find that there are approx 20 to 25 subjects given in the syllabus. So you have to cover all those subjects. So I just try to Google it, all the subjects, because simple subjects we have already covered in our BTech, but there were many topics like APIs and this advanced computing, all these things I had not studied. So I just Googled it. So there are websites like Tutorial Point, Java T Point. They have given all these things in very, very simple details. And I just started making simple, smaller notes. So for every chapter, for every subject, I made a note of 3 to 4 pages maximum. This was the maximum I made. So that when I started revising, I just have to complete those 3-4 pages. So that was my strategy, to make crisp notes and study it online. I had no materials about it. I just studied from mainly 2 websites, Java T Point and Tutorials. So I think that is enough for this. And coming to the objective part, that is same as IBPS SO. So you don't have to study much in detail. Questions are of very simple nature. Even the descriptive is the most easiest part, which I felt, because it is the most basic questions are asked. Like in this year's question, they asked about normalization. And any CSIT student might be knowing about it, what is normalization, because they must have studied in their college. And normally people, even after passing after 6 or 7 years, they remember what is normalization. So this is one of the most easiest topic I found. So my suggestion will be, because NABARD will be asking very simple questions, questions of most basic nature. Just have to study only the basic thing. Basics should be clear. You don't have to study advanced concepts, and that is enough for this exam.
Okay, so what you felt, Simranjit, that in your last 2 attempts you were in wait list, and this time you cleared the examination. So where you were going wrong in the last 2 attempts? You're scoring less in the objective, subjective. What was the issue in last 2 attempts of yours?
Sir, in my first attempt, I didn't took English seriously. So I score good marks in my paper 2, but in paper 1 English, I score very less marks. So in the next attempt, I thought I'll take English seriously. So I took English seriously, but I didn't took descriptive part seriously, because it was introduced in that year only, descriptive in paper 2. So I didn't study much of, especially for descriptive. I just studied the general topics which I used to study previously also. So I didn't focus on the descriptive part. But this year, my focus was on English and the descriptive of my paper 2. So that what worked in my favor, I guess.
Okay, fine, good. One more problem with this specialized students is that, say, if somebody is from finance or somebody is from IT, when they go into interview round, right? So they feel like that the questions will be very technical from their field. Say you are from IT and you're given twice, thrice interview. So anybody not knowing, they feel that the questions will be too technical from your course related things or all the things. So what message will you give on this interview round of NABARD for IT people? Which type of question they ask? Do they ask your those graduation subjects or something? What is that?
Sir, when I first gave my interview in the year 2021, so I was preparing along with generalist candidates only. So I had no idea what they are going to ask. So I studied every topic, RIDF and LITF, every topic, whatever I got from the Telegram groups and all these things. So I prepared everything. But what I felt in the interview, they were not focused on much on the ARD part. They just focused on my area of working, what I am currently doing and how am I doing. And their main focus was what challenges I am facing in my work and what achievements I have done in my work. So I just felt they don't focus much on the technical aspects of any, be it ARD, be it computer science. They just focused on my abilities, what how I am coping up with stress, how I am coping with pressure if pressure comes. So how I am coping up with, and whatever I didn't knew, I just answered honestly that I am not aware about it. So I guess they were just seeing about the honesty also. So this is what they were seeing. They didn't go much into details of this IT, and they just asked basic questions about cloud computing, about databases, everything.
Right. One more thing, Simranjit, see, one of the basic problem of this uh, aspirants who are working, especially in banks like you, and they also want to prepare. So there is always a crunch of time. So how you devoted your time from your busy schedule, how you studied, if you can just give some idea to the students, those who are working, how you used to carve out time for your studies and kept you motivated all around the process for this last 3 years.
So, sir, actually, I'm currently staying in Mumbai, and in Mumbai, the main most challenging thing is traveling. So I devote around 2.5 hours traveling to my workplace. It's like 1 hour 15 minutes going and 1 hour 15 minutes coming. So 2.5 hours is wasted, and while traveling, and I'm not able to study in that hour also because there is a rush in train and there are various other factors. So when the notification came, I started studying, but I realized that I'm not able to study because after coming from office, I was tired and I was not able to study. So what my strategy was that I'll wake up early in the morning. I used to wake up at 5 o'clock, and I used to study then. And till 7:30 or 8, I used to study, and then I used to get ready for office, and I used to leave. So I used to utilize the morning time because in morning time, like we bankers face a lot of pressure during the daytime, and after coming home, all those things keep coming in your mind that what happened
Right.
today. So the best thing is if you study in the morning, you don't remember all those things which happened yesterday. So that is a fresh start, and you are able to focus because you'll not receive any calls, you'll not receive any messages, WhatsApp, anything. So that is the best time to focus, and that actually worked very well in my favor.
So that is a magic message, I would say, given by Simranjit, that all those working as aspirants, especially in banks, listening out to this video, please apply this in your curriculum when you will be appearing for this year's examination, so that you can study in morning, a peaceful study, more concentrated and focused study. That is right, Simranjit,
Yes, sir.
and that has helped you, and it will help the other aspirants as well. My last question to you would be, Simranjit, any 2, 3 suggestions would you like to give for this year's aspirants who want to appear for this examination?
Sir, I just want to say that for especially for CSIT, I can suggest that don't feel pressurized about the prelims. It is way much easier than what you are thinking right now. So just start studying it, and once you are comfortable, give it 10 to 15 days, and once you are comfortable with it, you'll be able to grasp all the concepts. It is not that difficult. And about mains, I would like to suggest that study only the basics. Don't go much into the depth because the syllabus is huge. And if you go into the depth, you'll not be able to cover every topics. So just study the basics. And for interview, I would like to suggest just show confidence and be honest. That is what, because I have given the interview 3 times, and the interview panel was very impressed with me. All the 3 times they were smiling. So just show confidence that you are really eager to join this organization, and show some confidence and show your honesty. That is what is required in the interview as well.
Right.
So this would be my suggestion.
Okay. Thanks, Simranjit, for carving out this time to help the aspirants of this year, because there was really a lack of information for the IT people. That's why I requested you to have this session. Thanks a lot, Simranjit, for your time.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much.
Okay. Goodbye.
Okay.